Assalamualaikum. In this video we will learn how we can create mini maps. We will not only learn that how to create this type of mini map you can see in the left, but also we will learn how to create mini map with any type of color, with any type of background, with any type of this icon, and also we will learn that how we can create mini maps like following the car as well. Okay, so the smaller area will be rendered and it will follow the car. So hopefully in this video we will cover every aspect of the mini maps in Unity. Okay, so for mini map I have just set up this scene with a nice track and standard asset car, and we have a multi-purpose camera rig. So if we play the game, our car will be in the scene and just move around. Okay, definitely I'm not setting up the AI cars and other things for this specific video. You can do so as well with the same technique I will show you. And now we will start creating our racetrack, sorry, mini map. So how we can do so? So first of all we need a road. So if you see this coastal track, we have the coastal track prefab, and under this prefab we have the main road object. So this is the main road which we want for our mini map. Okay, so here you can see that we can move this road as well. So this is a separate object from all other environment. So first of all I will just right click here and I will go to prefab and unpack prefab, so that we can just play around with the certain parts freely. So now we will just go to the main road and we will just duplicate the main road. Okay, and just rename this main road to we can say main road minimap main road. Okay, whatever name you can assign. And now we will create a camera here. Okay, one extra camera. So let's go to camera, and now for this camera we can rename this camera as a minimap camera if you want to do so, minimap, so that everything will be organized. Have to add a tag or layer to this minimap main road. Okay, so let's add a new layer, add a layer, and we can name this layer whatever name you can assign, but I will just name it minimap. Okay, and now we will just select this minimap main road object, and then we can go to default and we can select minimap. Now we will select the minimap camera, and in the game view you can see the minimap camera here. And what we want is to actually we want to show this road object with this minimap camera. Okay, so how we can do that? We can go to scene view, we can go to top view. Okay, and yeah, this is fine view. And now we will select the minimap camera and we will just go to the game object, and align view, align with view, or you can press Ctrl Shift F shortcut key. And now here you can see that we have a minimap camera here. Okay, so this is the render view of the minimap camera. Definitely you can increase the field of view or decrease the field of view, it's up to you. By default I will just keep it to 60, and which is good. And indeed I will just zoom in little bit. Okay, and then again I will just select the minimap camera, Ctrl Shift F to focus on this view. So now for the minimap camera we don't want to show any other environment, we only want to see the road object. Okay, so what we can do, we can select the minimap camera, and here you can see culling mask. So we will just select, then we will select the minimap, and now you can see that we have this nice road object over here. Okay, definitely the background color is a little bit annoying. So what we can do, we can click here, we can select the white color, and also we will just remove the alpha to 0. Okay, so in the final view, when we will finish out the minimap, it will be in a bright white color. Usually you can see in the a lot of popular racing games like Need for Speed and other games, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now by default you can see that this camera is visible in the game view, and the reason is that we have the minimap camera depth. Okay, so here you can see that we have a depth of 0, and if we go to the multi-purpose camera rig, and if we extend the camera inside the pivot, you can see that the depth is -1. Okay, so that's why this camera is rendered after this camera. Okay, so what we want is we will select the minimap camera and we will make its depth to -2. Okay, so now you can see that the multi-purpose main camera is visible by default in the game view. Okay, so beautiful. So now what we want is that actually this minimap camera is rendering the this view, this road actually, but not the texture. So what we will do, we will just right click here, create. You can definitely do in a proper folder. I don't because I have created this project for this video only, so I'm just going to create this and create, and then we will find here the render texture thing. Okay, in the create section. So let's find it. So we will just see that where is the render texture. So where it is, yeah, sorry, render texture, and then we can name it minimap texture. Okay, so now when you select the minimap, this render texture, you can see some dimensions here. So first of all, it should be 2D. Okay, and then we have the size, so you can keep size as much as you want for the higher resolution or better resolution. So I will just use 1024. You can use 2048 or 512 as well, whatever you want. And then in the color format, if you will extend this color format, you can see that we have a lot of color formats in this render texture. So we will use the default one, and then other things are absolutely normal. Okay, so now what we will do, we will just select the minimap camera, and now here you can see the run target texture field here. So here in the target texture, we will just drag off this texture over here, and now if we select the render textures, you can see that it's rendering the road thing. Okay, the minimap thing, which we want exactly like this. Okay, so beautiful. So now we will move further, and we will do some other settings, and actually we will show this minimap on the UI definitely. So we want a UI here, so let's create a UI canvas, and inside the canvas just make it in a proper way so that we don't have any issue. Okay, and now inside the canvas we can click here UI, and then we will just create a raw image. So it is very important to create a raw image instead of image. Okay, so we will click on raw image, and we'll just rename this raw image to minimap. And here inside the minimap raw image, in the texture field, we will just drag off this texture over here, and then we will just click on set a native size, and now you can see that our minimap is here. Texture, so okay, yeah, you can see that we can change it from skybox to solid color. Okay, and definitely it is a background, and we already have deleted the background. So now you can see that we have only this thing visible, which is, so now we have a nice mini map. So first of all we will just resize this map. So we have this field of view option. We can increase the field of view if you want to make it like this. Okay, for example, if you want to need some background colors, you can definitely at any time you can use any color in the back if you want. If for example you in usually games we have this type of maps without any background, but if you need some background, like for example a circle or a rounded or a, you can say, rounded square, etc., you can create image behind this raw image as well. Okay, so indeed we don't need that. We will just display this type of map. So I will just select the mini map in the canvas, and the size of the mini map is too big, so I will just select one. Let's go to scene view, let's go to the canvas, F to focus the canvas, and we can just manually scale it, okay, whatever we want, and then we can definitely rotate it as well. Okay, simply just on the z-axis 90°, and then we can just place it wherever we want. So for example, we want the map here on the left side, and the size, you can just make the size as per your needs. Okay, just make this size like this. Definitely you can give it a little bit rotation as well if you want to create some special effects, or so you can do so as well. And now our minimap is ready. And one more thing is that here you can see the UV rect, and you can play with these options as well, like width and height, like this. So if we increase the width, you can see, okay, let's make it 0.5 maybe. You can see that our minimap is a little bit wider. Okay, so let's make it 0.5. Yeah, that's better, I think. So it's a little bit wider, and you can definitely increase it by 0.1 as well. Okay, then definitely you can move back to the camera and minimap camera, and you can change the field of view, and you can adjust everything. Okay, but for now I will just keep it to 50 in the field of view, and I will not change anything here. So just make it 0.9 and 0.9 maybe, and yeah, that's better. Okay, let's make it 0.8. Okay, a little bit wider, and then in the minimap camera we can just increase it like this. Okay, and wherever you are happy, you can just finalize the minimap. Okay, anyhow you can play with. Just want to show you that these settings are available, and definitely you can play with these settings, and you can make your map much better if you want to do so. So it's up to you. So just adjust it at the right position. Okay, I think 0.20. Yeah, so now it's good. So now if we play the game, hopefully our minimap will be available in our game. Yeah, you can see we have a beautiful map, but we don't have any car here. So what we can do with the car? So let's select the car, let's press F to focus it out, and Now we can just right click and we can just I will just open the prefab before doing anything else. So let's go to the 3D object. You can add cylinder or cube, anything else, and then we can just resize the cylinder. Okay, and we will just place it on the top of the car like this. Okay, definitely you can see that the cylinder is casting shadows which we don't want. So here in the cylinder view we will just make it off, and then also we will just make a cylinder layer to the minimap, so it will only be visible in the minimap camera. And then in the hide this thing, the cylinder thing. So I will just name it car texture, or whatever names you can add. And similarly for the AI cars you can use the same technique. Okay, so now this is added, and now here you can see that if you play the game you will see that the car is here, and unfortunately we have the collider with the cylinder and some other properties we don't need. So now if we play, hopefully everything will work nice. Definitely we can place it little bit higher, or we can hide it with the main camera as well. If you want to do, we can go to the main cam. Where is the main cam? Raw. Okay, this one. And here you can culling mask, you can just hide the minimap. Okay, so now if we play the game we can't see the cylinder. Okay, so that's great. So now also you can see here in the minimap we have this icon. Okay, the car icon. So I will make it bigger so that you can see the result, although everything looks good, but just to make it bigger. Okay, I'm just making the minimap bigger so that you can see the car clearly, this node. And now we'll just select the car, and you can definitely place any texture, any material to the cylinders as well, but I will just create a simple material and a car for the player. And definitely if you want to add some materials to the other objects you can do so as well. And so now let's select the car. Let's go to the cylinder, and let's add the material to the cylinder in the material field. Let's add this one. Okay, and now if we play the game you will see that our car will be visible with the red icon. Okay, so for the AI cars you can use different icons as well. Okay, so it's up to you. So now if for example in this case if you are not using HDRP, and in the standard pipeline if you want to change the color of the this road, then what you can do, you can just simply go to the road minimap main road, and here you can see that minimap main road has the materials of mountain road and guardrail. Okay, so for example we only want it to be in a proper color like black or white or any other color. So what we can do, we can just go to the main road, and I'll just main road, the minimap main road, and we can just place the our material. Just remove the road materials, we don't need it at all. And definitely we can change the color. So let's make its color to white maybe, and now you can see that our minimap is white. Great, and we have a car over here. So if you want to change the minimap to the black color, just change it to black. So now we have a minimap with the black color. Definitely you can add the backgrounds, any other things as well. One more important thing is, in certain games you have found that the minimap render area is a little bit small. So for example, I will show you that technique as well. So easy with everything. So for example, this is our map, and the render texture, sorry, main map camera, minimap camera, sorry. If we increase the field of view so that we can just make it bigger, okay, and this is a newer technique, you will learn this as well. So now what we can do, we can just place this minimap camera under the car. So now you will see the other type of minimaps usually used in games as well. So now when we'll move, the map will be in a dynamic way. Okay, so beautiful. So you can see the progress. Okay, so hope you have understand the minimap logic in detail, and you can create your own beautiful minimaps. Goodbye.